Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Day, 8? This New Game Plus Final Fantasy 14. So you follow along with me, one Derplander, or Linkus, however you want to call him. So today, we begin the adventures of patch 2.1, which I honestly have no memory about and have no idea what happens. So this is probably going to be just as much fun as it is for you as it is for me. And I wish I could say that better, but English is a very difficult language. I hope your respective days, nights, evenings, mornings went well or are going well, wherever you are in the world. Well, back to running errands for our one and only Minfilia after literally downing Bahamut not more than 20 hours ago. So let's get to it. So, quest we picked up yesterday, if I remember right, was Minfilia basically looking at us and going, hey, we need to do something about everybody coming to our doorstep and begging for favors. Begging for us, the Wakings, the Scions, to do favors for them. So we do their dirty work, they give us monies, or some other sort of compensation. Minfilia is troubled by it, and wants me to go around and ask everybody what their thoughts are on the matter. Also, we are not starting soon. We are started. This will be a nice distraction to stay out of the gold saucer for the time being, because I was there earlier. It's a place with a bunch of activity and a lot. Like, it's where frames go to die for right now. So, Yashola, what do you think about getting the hell out of here? Or maybe taking up some of these deals? Recall your meeting with the Admiral shortly after the Lamisans sent word of summoning of Titan. They may have you also recall my words to our host. I said unto Merwib that her people had broken their treaty with the kobolds, and that the Beastman had justly responded, that we had been called to intervene in a conflict which she herself had invited. I spoke, in short, the truth. And wherefore did I speak it? Because, owing no allegiance to Limsa, I felt no compulsion to allow the Lamisans to distort the facts to fit a narrative which justified their actions and absolved them of guilt. Upon this subject, Minfilia can expect a similar reply. Our many dalliances with the city-states have already weakened our claim to neutrality, but the path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. Fortune begets power, and power fortune. That we, and especially you, have power is beyond doubt. The question is what to do with it. You may be interested to know that there is a growing belief amongst the refugees that Alamigo could be liberated. If only the Scions would commit their strength to the cause. Yet theirs is but one of many causes. We stand at a crossroads, Linkus. Each path is paved with good intentions, but where they lead is far from clear. I wish I remembered their voices. Later voices. I've been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Papa Limo keeps making me send them back. It wouldn't be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nearly abandon your principles nice, you know? None can deny that we would benefit from more support, but if it comes at the cost of our principles, neutrality was ever a delicate matter. I've lost count of the times I've had to explain to people that our allegiances need not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters. Mind you, if we are to sell our services for Gil, we might as well declare our fealty to Ul'dah now and be done with it. I'm quite sure Yido would enjoy the bribes. 'Tis the lot of the powerful to attract the covetous as well as the needy. Thus doth prudence dictate that those with power proffer aid with one hand, whilst the other resteth ever on their hilt. Alas, we have not the luxury of time to decipher our petitioner's machinations. Nay, not while the beast tribes do their labor unseen, defiant in defeat, to raise up their fallen primals once more. Doubt not that they shall return, stronger and bolder both, nor that we shall be the ones to meet them. This sacred charge shall ever be ours. 'Tis but a pity we are so few, and our fortune so finite. And last to Alfie. This situation is not wholly unexpected. I too have given much thought to our organization's future, though it would seem I have reached a different conclusion. Mayhap it is time I made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along, Linkus. Alphino, Linkus is all to miss. You desired counsel, and so you shall have it. Minfilia, the science of the seventh dawn must leave Ul'dah. We must do what? So long as we remain in Ul'dah territory, we will never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only delayed the inevitable. We have demonstrated our capabilities, and the Syndicate has taken note. They will not suffer our organization to remain independent now. We are far too dangerous for that. Surely you realize they are the reason Vesper Bay still lacks an Aetheryte. They know full well how beneficial one would be to our cause, which is why it and other favors will be denied us unless we cooperate. If Ul'dah is no longer suitable, where would you have us go? Experience has taught us that the appearance of neutrality is as important as the reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nations at arm's length, and plant our banner in a place which all agree to be beyond their borders. Mordona. Revenant's Told, to be precise. It lies within neutral territory and offers all the essential facilities we require. By way of an additional benefit, it is also frequented by a veritable legion of adventurers who may serve to supplement our ranks. I am, of course, conscious of the fact that we have developed a certain bond with Ul'dah and their people over the years, but I truly believe this to be the best course of action. Excuse me. As you yourself observed, we have invaluable ties to the local community, forged through years of concerted effort. Ul'dah is our home, Alphino. To cast aside everything we have built and start anew in that desolate wasteland would be beyond reckless. The decision is yours to make, Antecedent. I only ask that you recall the shared purpose which first moved us to found the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and which moved you to found the Path of the 12 ere that. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did. That makes us more than mere comrades in arms. We are as much your family as... That will be all, Alphino. I am sure you have some familial affairs of your own to attend to. Your concern is most generous, but no, I have left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. I could not very well allow my personal affairs to come before the needs of the Order, after all. In short, Alphino's like, hey, why don't we get the hell out of here? And Minfilia's like, dude, what? No, you're crazy. Shut up. Leave old Da. Has it truly come to this? Oh, Linkus, pray attend to Alphino. He is engaged in some business or other that requires your assistance. Pray be on your way. Alphino waits upon you, and I have much to think about. Oh, and tell him he shall have my answer in due time. I think this is the patch where we pack up and move to Mordona, but I don't remember. Confound it. She knows what must be done, and still she hesitates. All because of these fanciful rumors. I should explain. Minfilia's mother, well, adoptive mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Flamen was her name, though you may know her better as the Songstress of Oda. She was a performer of singular talent, and much beloved by the people of Eorzea, not to mention a certain Charlian minstrel. As you may imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief by her adoring followers, many of whom refused to acknowledge what had happened. That her body was never found only served to encourage speculation. Minfilia, too, struggled at first to accept the truth, but as Flamen's absence stretched from months into years, she saw that there could be no other explanation. Until recently, at any rate, for whatever reason, rumors have once again begun to circulate that Flamen is alive and well. One of our informants, Father Illud, has sent word that a woman matching the songstress's description has been seen of late at the seaside port of Costa del Sol. If we could succeed in tracking her down, I have no doubt that any worries that now plague Minfilia's heart might be assuaged. I mean to set forth for Landesea at once. Let us reconvene there and inquire with Master Gegeruju as to the veracity of these rumors. Odd. We nod. We do not fall. We nod. Oh, sweet siren of the sands, my muse, why have you forsaken me? Titan's bane! I mean, Linkus, what brings you to my humble resort? Flamen? You mean to tell me that the goddess made flesh who dwelt among us until very so recently was the songstress of Oda? A god's man! If I had known that, I would have chained her to my bedpost and never let her leave. Oh, for shame to think that she now piles her tray with a riffraff off to the west or whatever she said she was going. It is a tragedy, I say, a tragedy. West, is it? Thank you, Master Gegeruju. Your information will serve us well. As said, there are any number of places she could be. I shall begin my search by the docks and see if any witnesses might have some knowledge to spare. I would be most appreciative if you could travel on the wine port and do the same. I'm reading some of my chat here, and apparently the gold saucer is completely blocked off because so many people were in it. That's a panda mount. I didn't know there was a panda mount. Well, if it isn't Linkus, the savior of Wineport, to what do we owe the pleasure? Ah, yes, we did receive a customer matching that description. She was a delight to behold, to give the woman her due, but her perfume was so ghastly I had no choice but to eject her from the premises. Interfering with tastings, you understand. If she is your quarry, why not consult your blind associate? His olfactory perception is without peer. Given that I could smell the woman from a mile away, I dare say he could smell her from 10. You want to know if I've seen a Matoke lass by the name of Flamen? I wish. I haven't seen a lass of any description for far too bloody long. I see you have had many great adventures since last we spoke, Linkus. You must share them with me sometimes. The girl from a little while ago. One does not forget a perfume like that, so robust and intoxicating, yet simultaneously familiar. Reminiscent of a bloom native to these parts, in fact. I said as much when we spoke. She complimented my powers of observation and asked me where she might find some of the flowers. So I told her to follow the road south of Raincatcher Gully and then head east after crossing the second bridge. The flowers which grow in the shade of the cliff have the strongest scent, you see. If you make haste, you may yet find her there. Sprout Mount, as I call it. Piss off, Google. I am in your debt, stranger. I did not realize my activities had aroused the Gooble's ire until it was too late. Their oils can be used to make a perfume, you see, and I... Hey, we're looking for you. Get back to Minfilia. Flamen? I don't... Who are you? Whom do you serve? It appears you've already found our woman. Consider me impressed, my friend. The songstress of Ul'dah, I presume. Minfilia, or should I say, Acelia, is looking for you. Acelia? You are the very picture of health, milady, yet the world thinks you are dead. I can only conclude that this was by design. The question is, why? And not everyone who endeavors to find me so with the best intentions, child. You will be pleased to know that I fully intend to reveal myself to Minfilia, when the time is right. Oh, well, that does please me, more than you know. But tell me, sojourns in the forest of Lancia aside, when exactly will be the right time? When I deem it so. Do you imagine I traveled all this way on a whim? As I was telling your associate prior to your intrusion, I came here to harvest these flowers for use in a perfume. Does that satisfy your curiosity, or would you interrogate me further? My apologies for the interruption. Anyways, now that we all have that which we came for, might we continue this conversation in a safer locale? Wineport, say. I think we're going to have a Sprout be tagging along with me this entire trip. Really? A 1.0 reference. If I remember, I don't remember much about 1.0, but I believe that if you started in Ul'dah, there was a Goobo attack, and she was there and almost killed by it. I think. I don't really remember. This is not at all how I envisioned it. I could scarce begin to imagine what emotions will go through Minfilia's heart when she reunites with her mother after all these years. You say my daughter waits us in Vesper Bay, yes? I have kept her waiting long enough. Let us be off on the next ferry. I can finish fashioning the perfume along the way. Excuse me. Understood. Come with me. It would be my pleasure to escort you to the Waking Sands. Sorry. I don't know what that was. Oh, we just get auto-ported here. How nice. 2.1, they started learning. I think what this whole patch was is that they realized that Vesper Bay is probably not the best place for a lot of stuff to happen at. So it's like, hey, why don't we spend an entire patch getting them the heck out of here, story-wise. Antecedent, you have a guest. Lamin? Asilla? Strange that this isn't voiced, but whatever. I haven't seen her like this in years, Linkus. I never truly believed it when they told me you were dead, but what kept you away for so long? The Imperials came for me as I always knew they would, and so I resolved to stay as far away from you as I could, lest their pursuit of me endanger you and our cause. I could think of no better way to grant you the freedom to continue our work. And continue it you did, in achieving things I would not have imagined possible. I followed your every success and celebrated in secret. I'm so proud of you, Asilla. I learned from the best. I have a gift for you. The perfume. Celestia perfume, you remembered. How could I ever forget? You wore it all the time. If I ever lost sight of you, I could find you again just by following my nose. I did not think it was made anymore. You must have gone to so much trouble. It was no trouble for me, my darling. I fear I cannot say the same for Linkus, however. I could not have made it without him. Thank you, Linkus. Thank you both. Nod. There's something else. This is the cat's eye I found. All these years you kept it. My father was a member of the Alamegan resistance. When I was yet a child, he brought me here to Uda. The accident which claimed his life happened shortly after our arrival. It was Laman who took care of me then. She raised me as her own, taught me everything I needed to know to survive. I am no stranger to the facts of your history, yet I fear I have failed to grasp their implications. It is clear that there is much I do not know about you and your mother both. One of her first lessons to me concerned mining, and I was a very dedicated student. This cat's eye was the first stone I unearthed. It wasn't much, of course, but I was exceedingly proud to have found it nonetheless. So I gave it to Laman as a gift. She said it was beautiful, but I am at a loss. Why are you returning this to me? Is something amiss? No, Asilla, nothing is amiss. Quite the opposite. I need you to realize how far you've come, and how much further you must still go. You and your allies have accomplished more than I could ever have hoped. You have succeeded where I have failed. It made me so proud that words fail me. But even as I marvel at the woman you've become, and at all the many things you've done, I cannot help but think of that which you have yet to do, and what it may entail. Asilla, daughter, you cannot stay here anymore. You and the Scions must leave Uda. Laman? You built it once, Asilla. You can build it again, and this time we'll do it together. Truly? Alphino, the time has come for the Scions to leave Vesper Bay. We shall establish a new headquarters in Revenant's Toll, as you proposed. Much work lies ahead of us. Inform our fellow Scions and send word to the students of Baldessian. Preparations begin at once. It is all well and good that we have found ourselves a new home in Revenant's Toll, but there is so much to be done, and in so little time. Our first step will be to secure the cooperation of the Adventurers Guild representatives there. Were it not for the Guild's considerable efforts, the original Camp Revenant's Toll would have never been established, much less its more heavily fortified successor. However, with construction still ongoing and resources in short supply, it seems certain that the Guild will require something in return for their support, sympathetic to our cause though they might be. Whatever they ask, I shall not begrudge it. To be plain, we need them more than they need us. Without their assistance, such essential tasks as securing new facilities, cultivating relationships with local merchants, and recruiting adventurers would prove difficult, if not impossible. Oh, you need not concern yourself with such matters, antecedent. Really, Alphino, if I need concern myself with anything, it's surely matters such as these. Indirectly, perhaps. I submit that you might instead concern yourself with a different matter, namely, to whom the resolution of such matters might best be entrusted. And here I am. Nor do I come alone. May I present the esteemed emissary of the Adventurers Guild at Revenant's Toll. And it is an honor, antecedent. Upon receiving word of your intentions from Master Alphino, we thought it best to begin talks at the earliest available opportunity. Know that my associates in Revenant's Toll hold the science of the Seventh Dawn in the highest regard. We shall be honored to welcome your organization. There are, of course, certain provisions which must needs be negotiated. If it please you, I will do so. It does. Sir, unless I am much mistaken, you are the one known as Linkus, are you not? Must I say what a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance? Slathvorn spoke of you in the most glowing terms. To steal an Imperial Reaper and then use it to infiltrate a Garlean castrum is an undertaking few would contemplate, and fewer still survive. You shall always be welcome at Revenant's Toll. We hope you will favor us with your presence again ere long. Yeah, sure. Well. It would seem your reputation precedes you, Linkus. Mayhap I should dispatch you to Revenant's Toll with all haste as first intended. But before that, I dare say you have earned yourself a rest. After all, you have traveled so far, and there is already so much you have done for us, and for me. We will speak again anon. Till then, take care. Say there's no way that's it. Linkus, were you able to get some rest? I would ask you come with me to the Solar. Alphino has just returned, and it would seem there is something he would share with us. Good, this book sucked anyway. You're here. Good. I come bearing news. The negotiations are concluded. And our friends at the Adventurers Guild have agreed to furnish us with new facilities and material support in exchange for our assistance in the ongoing defense and development of Revenant's Toll. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn shall have a new home in Mordona, the Rising Stones. A bittersweet victory, if truth be told. I cannot deny that I have come to look forward to the Taru's tale of our many guests and their many, many demands. From the waking sands to the rising stones. Passably poetic. That wasn't your doing, was it? I too have news to share. An expectation of this momentous day, I personally informed the Alliance leaders of our plans, and they have each pledged their full support, General Raubon included. Moreover, I have decided that the time is right for us to cast off the vestiges of our Order's veil of secrecy and announce ourselves to the world. Are you sure that is wise, antecedent? If anything, it is a mere formality. Our existence is quite possibly the worst-kept secret in Eorzea. Let us affirm our identity, proclaim our achievements, that all may know what the Scions of the Seventh Dawn stand for. Well, obvious risks apart, it would be nice to receive a little more recognition. The people have a right to know who saved them. It is my hope that this gesture will encourage the people of Eorzea to place their trust in us. I would reveal to them the true extent of our power, yes, but in so doing, I would show them that it is a power accountable to no one, and at once to all. And what of us? We who have felled primals and faced down the Empire. To you, my fellow scions, I would say this: prepare for the challenges which lie ahead, for they will be great indeed. Great, I say, yet no greater than us, and we will rise to them, as we have time and again, united as one. There must be some way I can... Wait, that area is said to be rich in minerals. Maybe I should ask Flamen to teach me the basics of mining, too. Do you ever wonder how he does it? Alphino, I mean. It was almost predictable that he should appear with an emissary of the Adventurers Guild mere moments after I expressed the need to forge ties between our organizations. Truly, his sense of timing rivals even your own. Setting such mysteries aside for the present, I have a task for you. I would like to deliver these documents to Slathborn. They concern our forthcoming move. Do take care on the road and represent us well, Linkus. Gee, it's almost like we have plot armor of some kind. Excuse me. Kinda gassy today. That McDonald's earlier was good. I was told to expect a scion, but I didn't expect it to be you. That's been far too long, Linkus. You have something for me, yes? Let's see now. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You'll be staying for us for a while, yes? Whether we had a dozen more like you. Since we don't, we'll just give you the work of a dozen men. I jest. Well, I mean... Back to do the work of a dozen men, let's see. Dozen men, I see. English is hard. Even I can appreciate that an important man such as yourself has little time for menial tasks. But since you're here, mayhap you'd be keen on having a look around the Scion's new home. See that impressive structure over there? That's the place. It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. As such, it comes complete with a tavern where adventurers can rest from the road, fill their bellies with good food and drink, and their ears with tales of fortunes to be had about the realm. It may be a bit raucous at times, but I imagine it'll be as good a place as any to recruit capable men and women to your cause. Get with me. I'll show you around. Is that you, Linkus? I'm quite sorry to interrupt, but I have the most urgent news. We received grim tidings from Gridania, and it would appear our aid is required at once. I must ask you to report back to the Waking Sands with all due haste. Is everything quite alright, friend? Apparently something's happening in Gridania. I can't say I'm privy to the details, but it would appear that this is no time for a leisurely tour. But no worries, you can rest assured that I'll see all to your necessary arrangements. Pray return any time after you've seen to your more pressing matters. Wait. 2.1 was removed, was it? Thought that was like 2-2. Then again, like I said, I literally have no memory of this patch, so it very well could be. A messenger from the Twin Adder came to the Waking Sands while you were in Mordona. I wasn't privy to the conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his sleeve. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be that the exile have summoned Garuda again, or mayhap Imperial forces have been sighted in the Shroud? Well, whatever it may be, I'm absolutely certain it's nothing you can't handle. Now go and ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do. I'm guessing in 1.0 Scions, Flamen was the leader, or is Midfilia the leader? I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gerdania. Thine arrival is customarily timely, Linkus. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there will be truth in my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex. We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Oriange says, the readings bear a strong resemblance to the ones observed more than 5 years ago. Though I had hoped the Mughals guards beyond such folly. Right, it's this primal. Right. Frickin' Mughals. Suffice it to say, this disturbance warrants a full investigation. Thy presence hath been requested by Commander Hulo. He awaited thee at the Adder's Nest. Pray hasten to Gerdania, Linkus. Ida and Papalemo will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. So many sprouts in the grassy area. A pleasure to see you as always, Linkus. Thank you for answering my summons. Quite frankly, I can think of no one more qualified to... but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. Alright, let's go kill some Mughals. Not long ago, the Mughal Kuplo Kop visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the Elder Seed Seer. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Mughal kind, one which would imperil the entire Twirls would if left unchecked. He proved to be an able ambassador to the Sylphs. We would have... Well, you proved to be an able ambassador to the Sylphs. We would have you reprise the role in our dealings with the Moogles. The rest you should hear from Kuplo Kop himself. He awaits you with the Elder Seedseer at the Lotus Stand. Oh, wait, what? I spawned it in on the fence. We're in the fence. The other scions have already arrived, sir. May I show you in? Please, you have to stop them, but you mustn't kill them. They're not bad Moogles, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle, no, firm thrashing is in order, yes, but no. Calm yourself, Kuplo Kop. Can you not see that he hasn't the faintest idea what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive this witless outburst, sister. Most grateful am I that you have come, Lakers, but not upon such short notice. Truly, Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. But you are doubtless eager to know wherefore we summoned you. Our friend Kuplo Kop has brought to us news of a most unsettling development. It would seem that good King Moggle Mog the 12th has returned to Eorzea. A curious thing to hear, I know. Truth to tell, I myself cannot say for sure if he is a genuine figure from history or some manifestation of Moogle mythology. Kuplo here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Moogles served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there, unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, with a literally endless supply of wine, Kupo. In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the poor Moogles. So good King Moggle Mog the 12th, may his glorious name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave Kupo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all the Moogles should live there instead. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart that we couldn't safely fly down, but good King Moggle Mog the 12th, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do, Kupo. He had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven. Thus, this he nobly held while his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. And that is how we Moogles came to this land, Kupo. All of us except good King Moggle Mog the 12th, may his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone would remain in the heavens so that Mooglekind might at last know peace. Except that he has not remained in the heavens, from what I understand. That being your reason for contacting us, yes? I'll bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remind me again what the problem was with him returning to Eorzea. The problem, Ida, lies in the fact that he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Moggle Mog the 12th is a myth made manifest via means akin to those employed by the beast tribes in the summoning of their gods. Wait, you're saying a handful of Moogles with a boatload of crystals wished really, really hard, and he just sort of appeared? Would that even work? What I cannot fathom is why they would even try. With Garuda humbled and the Ultima weapon destroyed, What new threat could have prompted them to take so drastic a measure? Might that not in itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought unto the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at the last by the heroics of a chosen few. To you who braved those tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength, this latest period of peace will doubtless seem a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared but only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I appreciate how that staff is a nickel bowl of staff. I think the Moogles Guard are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, and that things may not end so well as they did yesterday. The fear has driven them to call upon a greater power, one they believe can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and their homes come what may. I assure you, the Moogles Guard only want to protect the forest from outsiders, but ever since the return of good King Moggle Mog XII, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, they've started to get a little carried away, Kupo. Verging on a lot, in fact. Like the sylphs who summon Ramu, you mean? We cannot discount the possibility that this entity is influencing the Moogles in a similar manner to that of a primal. We share the same concern. Whoever or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat not only to the Moogle kind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you, Glenkus, confront good King Moggle Mog XII and drive him from our midst. Did you say kill a Moogle? I'll kill a Moogle. Humbly do I thank you. The sanctuary of the Moogles Guard and their liege lord is concealed by the magical wards. Brother Isumiyan of the Conjurer's Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight on how they might be dispelled. Pray seek his counsel ere you proceed any further. Killing a Moogle, killing a Moogle. Killing a Moogle, killing a Moogle. Jumping for joy, we killing a Moogle. Apparently Odin's up somewhere, so he might detour to do that. Welcome, Linkus, welcome. That you should be the one to face good King Moggle Mog XII. It is of great comfort to me and to the elementals both. As I am sure you know, the Moogles are not by their nature a warlike race, yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is likely his influence will bring about a change to them. A change to them. Thus does it behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done. Make whatever preparations you deem necessary, and inform me when you are ready to seek the king. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Small break. I picked the wrong time. I picked the absolute wrong time to sync. Oh, I think I already have everything from him anyway. So. Or if I don't have everything, I think I have enough to get everything, so NBD. Alright, killed Odin. Let's go. The wards barring access to the king's sanctuary can only be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones. The selfsame method employed 5 years ago, when the king was summoned to Eorzea. It was with great regret that we were forced to sanction the slaying of the guardians, who then held the keystones, for none were in our possession at the time. By the grace of the elementals, however, we have been spared that burden on this occasion. Kuplo Kopp confided in me that he had been entrusted with a set of keystones by the Mughals guard themselves, yet wishing not to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some means to gain entry to the king's sanctum. Alas, I have been unable to do so, and dare not labor any longer for fear that the Mughals might succumb to the corrupting influence of their liege lord. We must needs have Kuplo Kopp's keystones. Lucas, pray go to him and beg his assistance. He awaits you at West Shore Pier. Impress upon him our great need, and I am certain he will yield. Shut those off. Where's that again? Lancer Guild? Alright, stupid ass Moogle. So, how will you do it, Kupo? Oh, he told you about that. Well, if there truly is no other way, I'll do it, Kupo. Take the ferry to Sweet Bloom Pier. I'll go on ahead. Don't you dare lie to me, Kupo. I know what you're planning and I won't allow it. Open your eyes, Kupo. The king will never be satisfied, no matter how many crystals you bring him. We offered you a choice, and this is how you repay us, by consorting with this here. Imperials, Guardians, Sylphs. You're no different from the rest of them. Actually, you're worse, Kupo. Traitor to his kin, Mughals. He plots treason against the crown. Enough! Kuplo Kopp will answer for his crimes soon enough, as will we all who defy the will of good King Mongol Mog the 12th. May he reign forevermore, Kupo. The king is planning to purge the Trollswood of his enemies, Kupo. We've got to stop him before it's too late. Kill all Moogles. The entrance to Thornmarch is deep within the Bramble Patch, Kupo. If you take me there, I can nullify the ward. But be warned, the Moogles guard has set traps to lure enchanted beasts. I can't hide from them, so you'll need to protect me, Kupo. Of course, it's an escort quest. Clear the way. I'll take this annoying little shit up here. Wait. There's another? Where? Oh. We're here, Kupo. I don't see any more of the beast, do you? Are you ready to face the king, Kupo? Then step closer to the ward. Raise your hand and focus, like when you're attuned to an aetherite, Kupo. I'll open the way for you. There it is. Looks like is it in the entrance? The rest is up to you, Kupo. Now go and teach those foolish Moogles a lesson and send the king back whence he came. Seeing if someone wants to come along to bully some Moogles. 7 houses. Meddling adventures, I wager. Moogle's Guide to Arms! Defend the king, Koopa! Out they go. You did it, Koopa! You did it! Good King Moogle the 12th. May his mighty soul rest in peace. It's no more. I shudder to think what might have happened had you not stopped the Moogle's Guard when you did. Thank you, Linkus. Perhaps now they'll come to their senses and stop playing at fairy tales. Rest assured that the chieftain will have some choice words for them too. You should go and tell Pokney Pach that the king is no more, Koopa. She's with Raya O at Camp Tranquil and can relay the news to the chieftain. Feels good to bully a Moogle. Do I dare believe my ears? Good King Muggle Mog the 12th, may his magnificent virtues serve as an example to us all, has fallen. All Mooglekind owes you a debt, Koopa. Ah, and I sense Raya O wishes to congratulate you as well. I shall let you two speak without fear of interruption. Your bravery and service to the Twelveswood and her Moogle shall not be forgotten, Linkus. My sister will doubtless wish to tell the tale of this great victory from the mouth of the man responsible. Pray return to the Lotus Stand and treat her a full account of the day's events, while the details are yet fresh in your mind. Alright. Well, poor Digger Don, you chat. I'm gonna take my first break of the day. Stand up, refresh my water, use the bathroom, all that good stuff. I implore all of you to do the same. So I will be right back, folks. Oh, wrong one. I will be back soon. Don't go anywhere. Alright folks, welcome back. Back from break. You guys had a good one as well. Got up, got some water, got some munchies, whatever tickles your fancy. Yeah, I completely forgot. That the Moogles were past 2.1. I know the instance, I just completely forgot when it actually happens. Yeah, I know the Moogles were a thing. I know, what's his name? Remu's a thing. I forget if Remu is 2.2 or 2.3. No. Narrablaze, or however you say his name, is 2.3. That's right. At least I think he's 2.3. I know I could have used the Aetherite, but also that girl's not wearing any clothes for some reason. The Elder Soothsayer is expecting you. May I show you in? Yeah. Better not be back soon. Yes, Lycus, you are returned to us, unharmed and victorious. Thus have I 2 reasons to be glad. Yet many questions remain unanswered. If you would be so kind as to oblige me, I would fain hear all that occurred in Thornmarch. Well, you see, a Moogle came down, I whooped his ass, with 2 other people, within a minute. Then it is as we feared. The king really is a primal. But he really isn't, is he? I mean, the Moogles don't worship him, for one thing. He's not even a god to them. Doesn't sound like any primal I've ever heard of. Then mayhap the fault lies with the definition. The fact remains that through a combination of power containing crystals and the force of their collective faith, the Moogles starting called forth a being that by rights should not exist. Moreover, when slain, said being left no corpse, the aether which comprised them instead being scattered to the 4 winds. According to the accepted definition, he may not be a primal, but the mode of his manifestation was in every respect the same. Which means... Ascians! This whole business reeks of their handiwork. But they said it was a masked man who taught them how to years ago. But Gridani has no shortage of masked men, and I never thought to question. Oh, confound it all! How many more will they ensnare their tainted gifts? Too many, I fear. So long as there are paragons to stir the embers, fools to build the pyre, and crystals to feed the flames, ever and ever shall we suffer primal visitation. A somber thought, but a salutary one. My heartfelt thanks, Lycus. Already, the information you have provided has proven invaluable. The Grand Serpent Marshal and I have much to discuss. Oh, before you do, my lady, I was hoping we might finish discussing that other matter. The matter of which you speak has even now been settled. The Scions shall not want for support. We shall be glad to send additional supplies to Revenant's Toll. We knew we could count on you, my lady. While Ida and I remain to discuss the particulars of our arrangement with the Elder Seedseer, mayhap you could return to the Waking Sands and apprise the antecedent of all that has transpired. God. Okay. Although if you knew this, if this was World of Warcraft, you know not only would you have to report back, you'd also be helping them out, load and unload whatever they needed. So. It is good to see you hale and healthy, Lakis. I receive word from Yida and Papa Limo that you have felled good King Mogul Mog the 12th, but I had hoped to hear your version of the tale. So it was as they said, summoned with the same methods used by the Beast Tribes and taught by the Ascians. Though unfortunate, this incident did at least serve to remind the Elder Seedseer of our usefulness. Her offer of additional support could not have come at a better time. My thanks, Linkus. Yep. Owing to the tireless efforts of all concerned, we are at long last ready to bid farewell to Vesper Bay. So as to avoid drawing undue attention, we shall make the journey to Revenant's Toll in small groups, departing at irregular intervals. Lest you doubt, it is still my intention to conduct future operations openly, but on this particular occasion, the need for caution overrides all other concerns. To move north as one ponderous caravan would only serve to invite attack. It seemed only right that I should be the last to leave, and I would have you remain with me until the end, Linkus. Upon my departure, the Waking Sands will formally cease to be our headquarters, and the premises will be given to the care of Urianshe. I had thought to relinquish the property, but he was quite adamant, and I had not the heart to disagree. These walls have borne witness to some of the brightest and darkest moments of our Order's history. Mayhap it is best that we do not forsake them entirely. Urianshe shall remain here and devote his energies to studying the nature of primals. By the grace of the 12, he will one day discover the permanent solution that we have sought for so long. Of course, he will not be alone. Alize shall continue to work closely with him as well. Should they require our assistance, I have their assurances that they will not hesitate to contact us. Speaking of Urianshe, would you inquire of him if any tasks remain undone? I cannot escape the feeling that I have forgotten something important. Alize is going to go on a grand adventure and check in every so often. Thou art ever welcome, Linkus, but I require no assistance. Pray take thy leave unburdened by concern for my well-being. Verily, thy countenance bespeaks a desire to quit this place without further delay. Mayhap thou thinkest this chapter of our tale is concluded, that these halls should rightfully be consigned to the annals of history. And man's eagerness to seize the future, how readily he doth set down the past. Full many a proud pioneer hath bravely stridden into the great unknown, only to find there the banner of his ancestor, faded by the eons. And still man glorieth in his discoveries. 'Tis through his pride that wisdom doth ever give way to ignorance, while they who lurk in the shadows remain hidden, lost no sooner than they are found. Be not offended, Lycus. Thy conduct hath ever been beyond reproach. Despite thy surpassing strength and all thy many victories, thou hast ever been so convinced of thine own greatness as to imagine thyself above the failings of thy forebears. Forebears. English, old English is hard. Mayhap it is the echo which hath opened thine eyes to the lessons of history. Would that the same could be said of ah! Whence came that cry? The solar, Trollferfen, the antecedent. Lucas, you must. Tell me, Louisoix, would you have done the same? Louisoix Levier was a remarkable man, wise beyond mortal measure. Would that I had met him prior to his passing. An Ascian here? How? How readily you see. You are indeed gifted, antecedent. But you are not like the others. Your robes. Gifted, but ignorant. Yet I shall not judge you harshly. The fault lies with your forebears. It has been millennia. Mine are the robes of an emissary. Unlike he who came before, I have no quarrel with you. He who... You speak of La Habrea? La Habrea is a warrior. He fought, he fell. He may yet learn from his mistakes. And he is still... Come, I only confirm that which you already knew. There is no cessation, no oblivion, only expulsion. You, what are... We're ready when you are, my lady, if there's nothing else. Is something the matter? I feel the same way. After everything that's happened here, I feel strange to leave. I'm sure we'll soon get used to Revenant's toll. Well, I'll let you say your goodbyes. Take as long as you like, my lady. We shall depart whenever you're ready. It is only to be expected. She lacks the gifts and the knowledge both. To her, we are indistinct. I do not understand. Shadowless, fleshless, formless. What truth is in each tale is diluted by time and telling. Knowledge dictates expectation, and expectation colors perception. Thus did she perceive naught. So it is with all but a chosen few. Even you, when young, cannot see with eyes unclouded. You know nothing about me. Nothing. The gift gets good clarity. It grants you focus. With it, you may in time come to see us as we are, rather than this crude approximation. La Habrea did not think so highly of the echo. La Habrea is wrong about a great many things. The echo is indeed a gift, albeit one you have yet to master. And if we did, there would be no strife between our peoples, for we would be of one mind. I leave, as I came, in peace, antecedent. May we meet again as friends. Whoops. Wait! Stay where you are! Ah! Mayhap it was indelicate. 'Tis a mercy she shields her children from his grace with much resolve. Was it also by her hand that you survived the order, I wonder? I take it there is no need to explain. Save your concern. He did me no lasting harm. Whatever his intention was, it was not to kill. I heard a cry. What happened? Are you all right? You look faint. Do you need to lie down? I can fetch you a flask of my special tonic. Uriage, send word to the students of Baldessian. Tell them to scour the archives, the forbidden tomes in particular. If there is any evidence to an Ascian robed in white, however oblique, I would know of it. An Ascian, my lady? Was that what gave you cause to cry out? I did but moments ago glimpse a figure clad in white set forth from the waking sands. Yet Ascians are wont to employ teleportation magics. Why would one be so brazen? I know not and care not. Find him, Linkus. Turn every stone in Vesper Bay if you have to. Pray attend me, Tataru. Pardon me, I got super burps. Find a place, not find a thing. Oh, it's right here. I am told that you are the warrior of light, but I would know for myself. I shall walk north, and you may choose to follow. Know, however, that you will be waylaid if you do. You may even perish. Should you survive, we shall speak anon. kill some frogs too. Happy? Remarkable. Truly remarkable. I thank you for granting me this indulgence. None save he who bested La Habrea could endure such an examination. Have the laws of man grown so twisted in my absence that it is now permitted to lay hands upon an emissary? You bore witness to my audience with the antecedent, did you not? Then you know I acted only in self-defense. I realize the same cannot be said of La Habrea. Even amongst his brethren he is considered unique. Nevertheless, I cannot wholly condemn his misdeeds, for through them we discovered you, one so strong in the gift that he could cast us out. Your mother favors you still, that much is plain, but surely you must feel it. Her influence wanes, and her strength shall soon be spent. These lands, these people, this world, all shall soon change. As it was, so shall it be again, as it should always have been. Doubt my claims and question my motives if you will. Only believe me when I say this. I am Elidibus, emissary, bearer of the word of the one true God, and we shall meet again. The first meeting with Elizabeth. Thank the gods you've returned, Lycus. After you left, I began to worry that I might have sent you to your doom. I take it our visitor proved elusive. Beg pardon? He was waiting for you? What did you do? What did he say? As it was, so shall it be again. Of when does he speak? And of what, exactly? The words of this Elidibus portend much but reveal nothing, save perhaps a measure of disdain for La Habrea. I had hoped for answers, but it seems I shall have to be content with a wealth of additional questions. Let us set aside the matter of this Ascian until we have completed our move to the Rising Stones. There is but one final favor I would ask you before I depart. I believe I mentioned before that my father was a member of the Alamegan Resistance. The truth, however, is more complicated than that. As far as the Empire knew, he was their spy. He maintained a deception for nigh on half a decade, furnishing the Resistance with vital Imperial secrets while feeding his paymasters subtly conceived misinformation. When he died some 15 years ago, my father left behind his journal, which I have closely guarded ever since. It contains every shred of information he and his agents could steal on what they believe to be the single greatest threat to Eorzea, the Primals. Its wisdom has guided me through the years, and there is much within I still do not understand. It is my hope my Urianger will fare better. Tell him to treat it with care. It is all I have left of my father. Excuse me. Sorry. I thought thee departed. To what end dost thou linger? The father's final bequest, the daughter's lifelong labor. It is no small thing to surrender such a cherished memento. Well can I imagine the antecedent's pain. Upon mine honor, I swear to spare no effort in the study of these materials, lest my lady's sacrifice be in vain. Mancus, this has been Philia. Forgive me, but I could wait no longer. I have departed for the Rising Stones. If you have yet to. Once you have given the journal to Urianger, I bid you come to the seventh heaven in Revenant's Toll. Tataru will be there to show you inside our new headquarters. Assuming you have already attuned to it, you may wish to make use of our new aetheryte in Revenant's Toll. After all, it is right on our doorstep. Oh, yeah. Oh, Linkus, you're here. Good, good. We were all wondering when you'd show up. I was just telling your restive receptionist here. I'm pleased to inform you that all the documents you have been prepared and all signatures signed. The Rising Stones is officially yours. Splendid! From this day forward, I will spare no effort in seeing that it is as welcoming and comfortable a home for us as the Waking Sands ever was. That said, this is all somewhat intimidating, is it not? So many unfamiliar places and unfamiliar faces. Most of the men you see around here in Revenant's Toll are adventurers who come and go as they wish. I dare say that they should make it easier for you to go about your business here. And it shouldn't hurt that Linkus here has already made something of a name for himself here. Isn't that so, Linkus? Yeah. Why, that's wonderful to hear. Rest assured that this receptionist will work just as hard to see that our efforts do not skip a beat despite the relocation. And with that, Linkus, I do believe it's time you officially announced your presence to everyone inside. The antecedent and the others will surely be overjoyed to see you. I am one burpy individual, sorry. Keep having to flip my mic up. And so, now we have the Rising Stones. Anchor's a bard, yeah, right. Well, it is certainly spacious. Man, this patch had no voice acting. Today marks a new beginning for the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, for today we declare our independence. We shall henceforth be beholden to no nation, but serve all of Eorzea's people, proudly and openly. But this does not mean that we will sever our ties to the Eorzean alliance. On the contrary, the Antecedent and I shall endeavor to strengthen them. Rest assured, however, that we shall not permit political considerations to influence our decisions. Our identity remains unchanged, as does our cause. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and our single purpose is to safeguard the future of Eorzea. For Eorzea, they all say. A moment of your time, Linkus. I would speak of Elidibus. Pardon the intrusion, my lady, but the matter which bringeth me will admit no delay. Mine every attempt to contact the students of Aldessian hath been met with silence. No one will respond? How odd. Allow me to try. No response. Surely they would not ignore us. They have never yet, my lady. I fear we must assume the worst. No, I will not believe it. An outpost perhaps, but not their headquarters. Their wards are beyond circumvention. Had they come under attack, they would most certainly have raised the alarm. None could penetrate their sanctum unnoticed. But for those who lacked a gift and knowledge both, oh no. Contact their agents in the field at once. If aught has befallen the students of Aldessian, they may know of it. Though the thought of it pains me, until such time as we have evidence to the contrary, we can but assume the worst. Accordingly, we must needs seek another source of information on Elidibus. It is possible that others in the homeland are possessed of such knowledge. Be fairly warned, however, they are unlike to yield it unconditionally. Do what you must. Yet another unforeseen and unwelcome development. What could be next, I wonder? A visit from a crimson-clad Ascian, perhaps, or Ochre, or Puce, and which of our allies will then fall silent? For a time, I thought we had gained the upper hand. When you shattered the Crystal of Darkness and cast out La Habrea, I dared to hope that we have found a way to rid ourselves of the Ascian menace. But I was wrong. He endures, and may yet return. Upon that point, I have no doubt that Elidibus spoke true. Yet there must be a way to destroy them utterly, a way to spare this world yet their unholy machinations. I dare not consider the alternative. There are forces at work we do not understand, Linkus. I discern them all around, and the disturbance is too great and too numerous to be dismissed as mere coincidence. Doubtless the Paragons are involved, but how and to what end is far from clear. I know not what will come, but I do know that we will rise and meet it as one. Ah, my stalwart hero, your face is a picture of resolve. I know that you will be ready when the time comes. With luck, however, that will not be for a while yet. Pray return to your private affairs with my blessing. Should anything arise, you will be informed. 2.1 had no voice acting. Damn. Cryo, where are you? Your intercession was not foretold. You object? We question. Our plans are in motion. Your intentions unclear. They survived the Sabbath ardor and are stronger now in the gift. Does that not intrigue you? No, it does not. Serve as you will, so too shall I. We labor not at cross purposes. The wisdom of his plan shall become apparent in time, when the veil is lifted from their eyes. Then, at long last, they see. I'm guessing that is the end of 2.1. Yes, 2.2. Truly, there is no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I received a request for assistance from Amangina and Sons Mineral Concern. It would appear their storehouse in the horizon has been a target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seemed in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifest were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. The brass blades charged with investigating the thefts believes that someone within the concern is selling the crystals for profit. Alas, they have yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of merely monetary value. If there is even a possibility that the theft acts not out of self-interest but in service to a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with your Stola when you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fears prove unfounded when you do. To not the Waking Sands, but to Horizon. Lycus, your assistance is most welcome. I have already spoken at length with the brass blades of the Rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go into further detail, but your time might be better spent in conversation with Fufulopa. He is the officer charged with leading the investigation, and I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If aught eluded my attention, perhaps it will not elude yours. What voice I gave this guy. Lycus, what a pleasure to see you again. Your Stola said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantity of crystal stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than... but never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints on the Royal Allegan Sunway. The cart bolted off towards eastern Thanalan, where, thank the gods, I hear that our colleagues were able to apprehend him without further incident. A speeding carriage? That would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proving cunning. Yet the Amalja do have a foothold in eastern Thanalan. And what of their cargo? Do they carry the crystals we seek? We should be receiving a port any moment now, but I fail to see what else it could. Did you miss me, friends? I'm back, but I fear I come bearing disappointing news. Or on second thought, perhaps it's good news after all. Thancred, wherever you've been off to. I figured you had everything under control here, so I just took a brief excursion to the east to check up on our Amalja friends. And wouldn't you believe it, I happened upon a runaway carriage on the way, and even was able to do my small part to help my friends in the brass blades intercept it. In all my years, I have never seen such a prodigious quantity of somus. The blades were calling it one of the greatest hauls they've ever seen. The stolen crystals, on the other hand, were nowhere to be found. Oh, is that so? Alas, I suppose we have no choice but to resume our search elsewhere. We should reassess our options as well. Come with us, Linkus. Against all expectation, it would seem the Amalja are innocent of this particular spate of crimes. While on occasions they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals, and in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motive were profit, they would limit the trade. Why would they limit the trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. While you think about what it might be, I shall inform Uriashi of our progress, or lack thereof.
Now then.
Ah, voice acting. Okay, might go.
Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
I miss OG Thancred. And who is this?
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
Who dat? Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for want of a better suggestion, I say we try picking Fufulupa's brain again. Who knows? If we work together, we may yet find something of use nestled away within it. Oh, but it's good to see you return. I've given some thought to the matter, and I've just hit upon something, a most disturbing possibility. How could I have been so blind? Calm yourself, Fufulupa. What is this disturbing possibility of which you speak? I was contemplating as to how the thieves' activities escaped our notice for so long, and then it came to me. What if there is someone among our own ranks conspiring with them? A traitor in our own midst? It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded, Fufulupa. Indeed. If, for reasons of security, the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location, their plans would be discovered the moment the brass blades were informed. Ah, but such a shipment could surely be well guarded. With thieves as wily as ours risk open confrontation? Mayhap not, but neither would the concerned be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, to entrust the goods to, let us say, a lone Mitoke miner, traveling without escort so as not to attract undue attention. But who? Ah, I see! Yes, the concerned may well elect to do that, but to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way. Mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerley. A fine spot for a rest, would you not agree, Linkus? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same to the south. Forgive me, my friends, but I have received new orders. I must inform my men at once. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. Water good. Drink water, folks. Stubborn to the last, as expected. You weren't harmed. A gang of sea-wolf thieves, and it's Thanalan, no less. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Sea-wolves? All of them? Aye, and with all the same taste and facial tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. Are thieves from a long way from home? Thancred, if you would be so good as to attend to outstanding matters in Horizon, I have inquiries to make. To Horizon, then. Fufalupa will want to hear about your meeting with the thieves. Yeah, one sec, folks. Just taking a look-see. Alright. On behalf of the Brass Blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. Ah, but we have not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? And by your leave, I would very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. Ah, no, I'm afraid that it will not be possible. Regrettably, he, managed to subdue the unit of the Blades dispatched to detain him and make good his escape. Oh, for the love of... And how did he manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling a summons we confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, he was quite strong. A sea wolf, Lomenton born and raised, I believe, but do not worry. We will find him. You have my word on that. I see. Pray keep me appraised of any developments. Yes. He's standing next to me. Understood. I fear our time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed. Or do you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? As early as patch 2.2, they acknowledge all you do is just nod. The antecedent bid me to tell you to make for Vesper Bay, where young Alphino awaits your coming most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. Some commotion or incidents. I'm not privy to the details. While you do whatever it is that Alphino has planned for you, I shall endeavor to track down our Tradius brass blade. And when I do, you may rest assured that we will have our answers. Whoops. Read the map, nerd. Probably walked right by him. Like a dummy. Sure did. You are late. No matter. I know where our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, this vessel belonged to a band of Domans, who seeked an audience with the Sultana. You are familiar, Domo, yes? And authored? Well, like the rest of the nations of the Eastern Continent, it is ruled by the Garlean Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect that they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale, and, more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to Oldal, Linkus, unless I am mistaken, and I am rarely mistaken. Foreshadowing. We will find the Domans bickering with the Sultan Sworn on the Royal Promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings? Assurance. If our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be being pursued by some. And if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I so do enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Ilda. Look at this. Patch 2.2, characters are actually getting a little bit of character development. Alright. There's an Aetherite. Use the Ethernet. You stupid idiot. talk to, just walk up. It matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir. We have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart. I know his kind well. I hope that you will find me more to your liking. I've known Olivier at your service, a friend. Which I believe makes me very nearly unique, in this part of the world at least. If you indeed are your allies in Uldar, yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourselves to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associate in the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there is aught we can do to help. Back down to the quicksand. Excuse me. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. Not that Aetherite Plaza instead of the Adventurers Guild, dummy. Look at all these sprouts. I believe this is voice acted.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Uldar are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I don't mean to brag, but let me
I
brag.
am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Sure. So, you can. If I may, sir, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it have pleased you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more than you have already offered so much, desperation compels me. Gentle sir, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Linkus? Of course I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow, see? Just sent word that they can't come, meaning I got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, I paid for it a lot in advance. Go and call on Fruta and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's order to the Wakened Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. I think Uldah's so peaceful. So chill. Yeah, she's in the business of feeding refugees now. I ain't normally one to question Mr. Modi's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. Hey, she says do it. I don't know, I'll speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man that can earn a crust deserves to go hungry. But any man that can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. Dang it. My, that's not an odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions? Nope. You know you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. Didn't give you any trouble, did they? Well, good. Now go and tell Lady Yugiri it's all in hand. Hey, you got your food and water. I dare not hope for such magnanimity, much less expect it. Mistress Woody is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. We got a bunch of food, bunch of water, probably some wine. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General of your situation. I think you will be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience. Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both. We should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Alphino. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is with words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. And I shall choose them with care. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate the true meaning of philanthropy. Philanthropy. English is hard. And that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on a royal promenade. I wonder if she uses a cat girl model until later. Well, chat, I'm gonna head up to where the quest start, the quest turning is, and we'll go take another break. Get up, stretch my legs, refresh my water, use the bathroom, all that good stuff. I implore you folks to do the same. Don't go anywhere, my friends. Be right back. Alright, folks, I'm back. And that was a little bit of extended break. Sorry about that. Had a couple things around the house I needed to do. Some of them I've been putting off for a minute. So, took care of those. We are back to witness, hopefully, a voice acted. Ah, pleasure, Lingus. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
Of course he does.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Uldar. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
He's kind of a dick, but he also
Surely
kind
the
of has a
Sultanate
point.
can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Uldar's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage hath fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Four to 3.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, Little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Like I said, he's kind of a dick, but he does have a bit of a point. And which is, well, if we let them in, what will the others do? Like I said, it kind of sucks, but it's not without merit. As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft have I wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. I will waste no more words on him, not when the Domans are not in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the Hall of Flames. Oh. Plaza. The Syndicate has spoken. I see no point in moving the matter be reconsidered. The monitors have made their position clear. Agreed. Ul'dah is not an option. Nor are Limsa, Lamenta, or Gridania, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs. Which leaves our Doman friends confined to a ship. Gods, the thought of them huddled in airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative, a place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Midfilia. That is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultana to accept us for a limited time, a week mayhap, or even just a few days? Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphando. The headquarters of my order, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, stand in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action. And also burps. It lacks the comfort of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands, hard labor, lest you doubt, with naught save food and shelter by weary of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself propose, Lady Yugiri. Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ul'dah, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us all, then we shall gladly accept. Master Alphino, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life your people will go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. And before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which shall be no small feat considering the distance of their present condition. Mayhap the Ul'dah Adventurers Guild could be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Lucas. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the immortal flames can provide. Getting help for the domains. Wait, maintenance is in 30 minutes? Hold up. Thought it was a midnight. It is? It is in 30 minutes. Well then, then I might be forced to cut it short here, I'm afraid. We are concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Mabodi has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such a time as they are ready to set out from Ordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught the Immortal Flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Where a smaller number mayhap would go unnoticed. But the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordona. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the Doman's behalf. Very well. We shall begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. Is that Robon that said it? Yeah, it was. Okay. I thought it was Alpha. After all that has befallen this good people, it is the least I could do. Come what may, you shall have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Yugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. Well, sounds like we all have work to do. Lady Yugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting our Doman friends to you, after you have rested your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? Well, we'll pick up this quest and that'll probably be it for the night, since I thought maintenance wasn't until midnight, but apparently it's in 30 minutes. So that is a bummer, but it is what it is. As we speak, the Domans prepare for departure at Vesper Bay, where from they will be transported by carriage to Ul'dah. That said, this has all been decided rather suddenly, and it would not surprise me if the refugees required some assistance in coordinating their preparations. Lakis, I would have you return to Vesper Bay and facilitate the process through tasks great and small. In short, whatever must needs be done, do it. Speak with a man named Hosen when you arrive. As Lady Yugiri tells it, he has been designated the leader of the first group. Alright, my friends, that'll be an abrupt end. Again, apologies for that. for sure thought that it wasn't going to go down until midnight, but I am wrong. So probably wouldn't really be worth raiding anybody because I'll probably be doing the same thing, but see if there's anybody out there really. No, not really. I guess that'd probably just be a waste. Alright, chat. That'll probably do it for me tonight. I will probably be back on tomorrow around 5:30. So, hope to see you folks then. Have a good night. Enjoy your last 25 minutes online Final Fantasy. And I'll see you folks tomorrow. Have a good night.